The television industry in the UAE has come a long way since the country's first presenter appeared on Dubai TV. Today, there are dozens of presenters on Dubai's 5 national television stations.
Like the city itself, they come from all kinds of backgrounds, and some have become very famous indeed.
Saud Al-Kaabi is one of the most familiar faces on television in Dubai. He's appeared in dramas and presented shows since he was 9 years old. And last year, he landed his first film role in Ali Mustafa's City of Life. Saud also presents El Maidan, a traditional dance competition screened live on Sema Dubai.
Were you the first child presenter?
Yes, I was the first and the only in the TV when I started. And then after 2 or 3 years, they started to participate.
And what are some of the shows you've worked on?
I started with the Kids News, and then Captain Saud, and then The Rainbow, and so on. It's more than 25 programs till now.
Now, where we are now, El Maidan, that's one of your most important programs. What makes El Maidan so special?
Well, Al Maidan, it's under the patronage of His Highness Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the Crown Prince of Dubai. And because it has a heritage and traditional value, it's about the dance, Al Yola, and at the same time it's targeted to the local people, and it's in European style, in American style. I can compare it to American Idol, but it has only one local dance, which is Al Yola.
Saud's career started when he was a child. But television in Dubai really came of age in 2004 when the new look of Dubai TV was launched. Anchor Majid Muhsin was a big part of that launch. Majid worked as a radio journalist before he moved to television. His main interest is politics, and today he presents a current affairs show called Dhall al-Kalam.
When you come from a radio background, 50% of the job is done. Because in that blind medium, as we call it, you learn a lot. I wanted to start from the radio because I know how much it benefits one, especially one who wants to start a television career.
So would you recommend everyone starts on radio?
Definitely, yes. Let's go inside. Welcome to my little office.
Thank you.
This is where I am when I'm not doing the show.
And how difficult was it to transition from the news into a current affairs show?
Difficult to some extent. It's a different kind of commitment, different kind of work, but I mean, when you have the tools, you have the tools. I was lucky to spend almost 8 years in the newsroom between radio and television before I do this show.
And what have you learned about what makes a good presenter?
I'd say a commitment to the passion. A presenter would have the passion about this job from day one. But the thing is, I've witnessed a lot of cases where people come become presenters, and then after a while they lose that. That's not good. That's the end of your career. You have to be passionate all the time.
Saud is full of passion and confidence. Even as a child, he was chatty and lively. He enjoyed school and was a good student, but he would always do things to get noticed. And one day, he was.
In my first program, it was called Kids News. They used to show it in Dubai TV, and after that the director from Dubai TV, Mr. Muhsin Mohammed, we call him Ammu Muhsin, he called me at house and he told me, Saud, I want you to come to my office, I need you for a program. And from that time I started working in Dubai TV.
And what did the director Muhsin think of you, I mean, at the time?
He believes in me. Since I saw him the first time, he said, I'm not here to see you if you can or you cannot. You will do it.
سعود شفته مرة فقلت لأحد زملائه يا ريت الولد الصغير ده أنا عايزه وشه شدني يعني وشه فيه حاجة في ابتسامة في سماحة في ability في معرفش لقيت إن وشه ممكن يبقى فوتوجينيك على الشاشة وكده فجاء هو وأبوه شوف قد إيه التقاليد هو وابوه واخوه بقول له طيب انت جاي يا سعود انت سعود قال لي قلت له والدك واخوك دوت حمايه ليك ولا انت لسه قال لي لا هم جايين معايا بس عشان تاكدوا.
First of all, when I went inside the studio was very huge, and I thought the lights are the cameras, not the lights. I didn't know about it, and it was so scary.
So were you talking to the lights then, or what were you doing?
No. I thought those that are the cameras, and they're taking me, and I don't know how. I was a kid.
شو المميز عن سعود؟ شو اللي أعطاها القدرة؟
سعود أنا متوقع له ده إحساسي انه لو خد الخط الاداري ممكن يوصل لدرجات مرموقه، ممكن يوصل لمدير محطه مثلا. ودي خطوات سعود وانا حاسه، لانه طموحه عالي جدا. بس برضه بيتهيألي سعود مش هيبعد عن الشاشه في الفتره الجايه دي على الاقل.
He taught me a lot actually, and I learned lots of things from him. But the most important thing that I learned from him is after his shouting at me and his really loud voice in my ear, now I can work with any director. It's fine with me. Even if he is gonna shout, he's not gonna shout like Ammu Muhsin. One time he was really shouting at in my ear, and what I did is I take off the earpiece and I put it in my shoulder, and they can hear the voice through the microphone. My mother, she heard that voice and that shouting, and when I get back to home, she said, "He was shouting at you?" I said, "Yeah, it's fine. I'm used to it." She said, "You'll never go to TV again." Why? Because how come he's shouting at you? Who's? She was so angry about that. But I told her it's something normal, and he gets stressed in the live shows, so it's fine.
Coming up, the countdown to Saoud's appearance at the Meydan Festival continues, and we meet the man who revolutionized Dubai TV. A little later, we'll take a look at how the TV boom created demand for local presenters and go behind the scenes at rehearsals for Dubai One's 20-something show. But first, as Saoud gets ready to host his biggest television event of the year, we take him back to the days when he'd only just begun. After Rainbow, programs continued to come Saoud's way. He became a children's news anchor and, at the age of 11, got his own show. It was called Captain Saoud.
It was about a plane with a chroma background as well. And when you call, I ask you one question, and then you can start the journey by the plane. And you just say up or down, and there's a balloons coming toward the plane. You just try to get the balloons. Each balloon has 10 dirhams, 20 dirhams, or 50 dirhams. So you can collect your money at the end.
Was that when you knew that 100% I want to be a presenter when I grow up?
I knew it before that actually. When I started in the TV, I just love it. I just like it, working on a TV as a presenter, and I felt it in my blood. I mean, I felt I'm gonna stay continuing doing that.
Were there any particular challenges with being a children's presenter?
When I present the first time on a stage, I remember Ammu Muhsin, my director Muhsin Muhammad, when he came to me, he saw me, I was afraid, and he came to me, he said, "Listen, my child, when you go on the stage, just close your eyes, take a breath, and tell yourself they have to listen to you, and whatever you say, they have to hear it. And when you talk, they have to be silent. So you will trust yourself more, you will be confident, and you will present easily." And that's what I did.
Saoud was the first child presenter, but he wasn't the only one. Nuruddin was one of them, and like Saoud and the rest, he was taught by the director, Muhsin Muhammad.
استاذ محسن محمد خلينا نقول يعني هو الجود فاذر مالنا، علمنا كل شيء، يعني علمنا حتى كيف نتصرف في حياتنا، مش بس كمذيعين قدام الكاميرا، حتى ورا الكاميرا شو ممكن او لازم نسوي.
الحمد لله تلاقي كوادر اطفال او شباب او مذيعين تلفزيون دبي، تلاقي كلهم كوادر. صدقني مش عشان اتدربوا معايا، لا، لان هم عندهم الامكانيات. انا كان دوري بس تثقيفهم. لو ما عندوش الامكانيات مش هيستمر.
ونور، شو كان رايك في سعود يوم كان صغير كمذيع كشخص
يمكن انا تعاملي مع سعود كان اكثر مش مذيع لمذيع، يعني ما كان في بيننا غيره المذيع على المذيع الثاني او ان نغار نحن من بعض. اكثر شيء كان تعاملنا كاخوان، يمكن خلينا نقول ربينا مع بعض اكثر. والحمد لله علاقتنا الى الحين زين، يعني صح قاطعين عن بعض بحكم شغلي، انا نادي دبي للصحافه وسمة دبي، وهو ما شاء الله يعني جامعته تو متخرج، مبروك سعود.
الله يبارك فيك.
Some of those early child anchors gave up, but not Saoud. For the next 6 years, he and Noor continued to host and present. When he was 17, he was given his first adult show. It was called Yawish, and it was a program about Emirati heritage.
The only challenge was how to convince the audience that I became an adult, so I'm not young anymore.
Did you struggle with that, showing your new identity as an adult presenter, adult personality?
At the beginning, as I told you, I grew up in the TV itself, so I just need the time to make them comfortable with this new image of Saoud.
As Saud changed, so too did regional TV.
In 2004, 4 new channels were created from the restructuring of Dubai television. Ali Jaber was the man behind the change.
Arab national television started in the mid-50s, and they were all established to serve as mouthpieces for the governments, for the regimes, with no regard to news or entertainment or whatsoever. That's why the Arab audiences, starting the early 90s, migrated elsewhere.
And what did revamping Dubai television involve?
Well, it involves everything. It's practically like fixing the plane in mid-air. You have to change the engines while flying, to change the crew, to change the hostesses and the stewards, to change the seats, to change the menu, to change the entertainment offering. So it means changing everything from the programming lineup to the grid, to the production, to the acquisition, to the actual graphics package and promotions. What we needed to do is to have really the best benchmark in the business.
And how did this restructuring impact television in the region?
The existence of the MI has proved that government stations can be good television stations.
As television changed, so too has what's required from its anchors. Before he started in television, Dr. Ali had no formal training. He's part of a new generation of presenters, chosen specifically for their expertise.
I still remember because, I work in this place. I come at 7 o'clock until 3 o'clock, and then from 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock, I used to go to Dubai TV to get my training sessions, and then from there to my private clinic. My working hours in my private sector is from 5 to 9. So basically for 6 months, I used to work from 7 o'clock in the morning until 9 o'clock in the evening.
So how did you find that first show?
The first episode was a little bit horrible. I was very nervous. Even though, the topic was about stress, I was stressed. The topic was stress management. So I had to manage my stress as well at the same time. But thank God it went well.
Obviously, you were a doctor first,
Yeah.
and then a presenter second. How do you bring your expertise in medicine to the TV set?
Simplification. So you simplify terminologies, medical terminologies, into simple language, layperson language, send it to people.
Like Dr. Ali, Saud's shows are all live. He doesn't do rehearsals. So I'm going behind the scenes on Dubai One's youth show, 20-something. Presenter Marwan had my job on the first season of Emirati, but he now works in studio with his co-host Anna. This week, I've been given a chance to host part of the show with them.
How does it feel to be guests on your own show?
It's actually a little strange because we're used to asking the questions, and today we have to answer the questions, so it feels a little bit awkward. So.
Now, what is your typical day like? What do you do?
Well, my day tends to begin at 7 a.m. I need to come in for about an hour of hair and makeup. Marwan, being the prettier one of the two of us, needs to come in just a little bit later. Following that is when we have our script read-through.
We basically do a script read-through the day before, but we kind of refresh ourselves with the script. So after Anna's done and I'm done, we meet together with the producer and we go through the script and we plan out our day. You always have to have that positive energy, and even though you've woken up early in the morning, or if you haven't slept much, or you're having a bad day, you kind of need to put that behind you. And when you're at work, and it's that you're doing.
So how does 20-something compare with Marwan's time on Emirati?
Well, I think probably the best thing about being on Emirati was being around all the cultural stuff and all the heritage as well. Being Emirati, it was nice to just be around that scenery.
Well, thank you very much for letting me be on your show.
It was
Anytime.
a pleasure, Omar.
I'll see you soon.
Now, this setup is a lot more complex than for our show. We have fewer crew, fewer lights, and we don't have to worry about a set, which makes my life easier. Marwan?
Yeah.
Now that we're done, how did I do?
Yeah, I like it. I like your style. You've added the red gutra, which I like. I went for the all-white look on season 1, so you've added your touch. And like I said, you got to be positive, and confidence is the key.
Later, we'll catch up with Saud on the big night of the Meydan Festival, find out what it is he loves about Dubai, and I'll be interviewing a local television presenter I know very well.
Coming up, we find out how Dubai influences Saud. But first, we get the behind-the-scenes scoop on a presenter you all know very well.
Omar Butti has been working in television for the last 4 years. At first, he was involved off-camera. In fact, he helped produce the first season of Emirati. But this year, Omar has been given the chance to present in front of the camera.
When you're behind the camera, you can roll out of bed in the morning. You don't have to worry about how you look, which is not something I normally worry about. But I'm someone with a short attention span. I like to keep doing new things, trying new things, and I'm always looking for new challenges, and this seemed like a good one to start.
And speaking of challenges, what do you find is the most difficult thing about interviewing?
Well, your job as a presenter is to find that special quality in people, that spark, something that people would want to watch. To do that, you really need to listen carefully. You need to listen to what they're saying, to what they're telling you, and then to take the best parts and show that to your audience.
So what have you learned from being a presenter?
Well, I've learned that it's very hard to smile and be pleasant and exciting at 5 a.m. in the morning. I've learned that I should never, if I ever work as a producer again behind the camera, I can't get upset at my presenters if they don't learn their lines, because I've forgotten my lines many, many times.
Now, why exactly are we here?
Well, the life of a presenter is very busy, so I figured I'd multitask and look for a couch for my new place while doing this interview.
You know, you look familiar.
Well, I am on television.
I'm here to find out more about Omar. We've arranged a meeting. He often takes early morning strolls. So how was that? Was it good? Good. All right. Good. Okay. So is it just me, or does he look a little familiar? No. Fine. So how did you start in television?
Well, in high school, I was someone who did a little bit of everything. Art, music, science, math, writing, and I guess I was looking for some place I could combine them all, and TV seemed like a good choice.
And where do you see yourself in 5 years' time?
5 years. 5 years is a long time. You know, I ask other people that question a lot. It's really funny to be on the receiving end. I'm still settling into this presenting thing. I guess we'll see where this takes me. And ideally, I would love it if I could see my name on 1 or 2 international documentary productions.
And while I'm still learning as a presenter, Saud continues to show us how it's done. In 2009, Saud made his first silver screen appearance in Ali Mustafa's film, City of Life. He's just graduated from university, and his television career is keeping him as busy as ever. So how does he relax after a very long day?
So where are you taking me?
Well, it's a surprise.
So we're at a shooting range?
Yes.
Okay. I haven't done shooting very much. How often do you come?
Actually, it depends when I have free time. But
Okay,
it's
and
one
how
of the
often
most,
is free time?
Once a month.
Okay, so not much free time.
But it's a lovely place. I love to come here.
And what makes it lovely? What do you enjoy so much about shooting?
Besides, it's from our tradition. It's a place where you can release your anger.
Do you have a lot of anger to release?
Sometimes it depends.
Fair enough. Okay. And how are you at shooting? Would you say you're good?
I'm fine.
Well, I'm sure you're better than me, no matter what. Okay.
I'll teach you how to do it.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's gonna be tough to beat.
So it's your turn.
All right. I'm gonna give it a try. Okay. Okay, well, at least it was on the board, right?
No one will be waiting for me to go back to the shooting range, but today is the day that everyone has been waiting for. The finals of this year's Al Maidan competition. And there's a surprise for me too. Saud has volunteered me as a last-minute entrant. The judges have whittled the contestants down to a final few, and they're busy getting ready.
Well, the show's about to start. Saud's in there presenting right now, and he's calm as anything. Me, I've never been more nervous.
Are you ready?
No, not really.
Nervous.
Yes, very, very, very,
Well, all
very.
the audience are
very
waiting
nervous.
for you, especially the judges. I guess they are ready to say something very special to you. also.
Very special.
And try to be special today.
Okay,
Try to do
I will
something
definitely be
special
special, just probably not in a good way.
All right, then wish you all the best. Go.
Thank you.
عن الدار ليعلم خصايصها يعطيك علم مؤكد عن خوافيها انشد عن الدار ليعلم خصايصها يعطيك علم مؤكد عن خوافيها انشد عن الدار ليعلم خصايصها يعطيك علم مؤكد عن خوافيها انشد عن الدار ليعلم خصايصها يعطيك علم
صفقوا له حيوه.
لا صفقوا صفقوا.
How was it?
Scary.
Scary.
Very scary.
Okay, well, we have 3 judges are waiting for you, and they're smiling.
I don't know why.
You know why. We're gonna start with Mr. أحمد حسين. تفضل.
يعطيك العافية يا عمر، ما قصرت.
لا قصرت وايد.
أقول لك أخوي عمر، ما أدري الظاهر إن ربعك مسوين فيك خساس أو كذي، ما أدري، فيابوا لي سكروب. قالوا لي إذا شفت اليولة ما بصح حاول تصلحها، بس اليولة ما تصلح بالسكاريب يا جماعة. درجة بحولها عند أخوي الشاعر علي الخوار، بيتفاهم وياك هو.
اوكي تفضل.
مرحبا يا عمر، شو اخبارك؟
والله الحمد لله. كيف حالك؟
هذه يولة، لكن يولة الرجل الآلي ممكن يسمونها. يعطيك العافية، لك مني مع درجة أحمد حسين.
ايه
آخذ درجته وأحط درجتي وأعطيها علي.
تفضل.
على العموم مشكور وما قصرت.
مشكورين.
محاولتك زينة. نحن نتمسخر وياك، بس أنا أنصحك يوم هذه ولا تكل تيول ولا تجارب الميدان بعد.
خلاص أول وآخر مرة.
شو تباني أعطيك العلامة؟ الحين ورطوني أنا.
شو رأيك سعود؟
أقول لك أنا أسميك المغامر 30 خذ.
واو، درجة كاملة عمر.
ما شاء الله. ايه خلاص جيت آخر يوم وربحت 30 ما شاء الله.
إذا عمر أنت لين السنة الجاية حاول تتدرب وتطور من يولتك
شوي،
وإن شاء الله بتكون بين 40 يا ويل في السنة الجاية. بتصوتوا له يا جمهور؟ Hey? No? Wish you all the best as a presenter, bro.
Yeah, only as a presenter, right? Well, that was a real mess. But Saud stepped in and made it natural. That's what 14 years of experience and a flair for the camera can do. I think it's safe to say that Saud has set the bar for all Emirati presenters to come. You can now watch Emirati online. Just log on to Dubai1.ae.